Hi, my name is Jordan Ulick, and in this tutorial, you're going to learn about Zearn.org. Zearn.org is a math-based learning website. It actually is designed to go along with the Great Minds Eureka Math curriculum, but it can be used to enhance whatever it is you're learning in your math. I've already created an account, but for you, you go down to this like boring stuff for grown-ups page, and you click that arrow, it's going to take you to sign up shade. But I'm not going to do that because I've already signed up. You sign in here. When you sign in, it's going to ask you for your school, your grade level, how you learned about them, things like that. It's pretty simple, and it follows you step by step through what you need to do. One thing I do want to point out is that Zearn.org does say they share your information with people. So make sure when you create rosters, which I'm going to show you right now, you only do first name, last initial. I've gone ahead and made sure I've added a class already. So what you are going to do is you would go to add class right here and maybe another one. So 2021, I guess, if I'm working a little bit ahead. I teach fourth grade, create class. I don't have any students yet, so I'm going to click add students. You have two options here. If students already have an account on Zearn.org, like a previous teacher used them, you can have them log in, type in this code, and it connects them to your classroom. If you don't have that information, or they are the first time they've used this, it is first name, last initial. And like I said, make sure you just do first name, last initial. That way, if information gets shared, they can't tie it directly back to your student. So I'm going to do like Susie Q, Penny Peabody, I got Walter W. Not so Walter C. Michael Cronkite. No, a good guy. So I'm going to go ahead and create my class for sake of time here. So now you're here. You have the ability to change usernames and passwords for your students. If you're like my district, my students are given a username and a password that they use to log on to computers and Google Drive and things like that. If you want to change it, you can. If not, you can do it whatever you want with it. If you want to change it to a simpler word, whatever you want to do, click next. This is where you're going to assign your initial task to your students. So if you have your missions are like multiplying, measuring, decimal fractions, equivalent fractions. This is all fourth grade. It's going to be different for you wherever you are. Like let's say right now, my class is working on adding and subtracting and rounding, so I'm going to stay there. Topics get more specific within that mission. So comparing whole numbers, rounding, multi-digit whole numbers, addition, subtraction, of word problems. Right now, I just really want them to work on their place value knowledge of whole numbers. I think that's a good place for us to start because that's where we are right now in our math. So I'm going to finish. Here you can print login cards for your students if you want to print those off for them. Okay, so this takes me to my roster. And what's really cool here, and this is where it has a lot of implications in your classroom. Let's look at Susie Q. Susie Q in my class, let's say she is a little bit lower. She is struggling in some of her concepts. So I'm actually going to go to Susie Q, and I'm going to do change lesson. And when I change lesson, I can actually change her grade level. Well, she's really achieving at a second grade level right now, and adding, subtracting for the numbers. So I'm still trying to keep it in the same realm of what my students are doing, but more reading at her level. And she's going to be foundations of fluency and sums and differences within 100 right here. I'm going to go ahead and set that for her. That way when she gets on, the whole class can get on at the same time. She's working on something different than, let's say, Penny is, or let's say Walter. Walter is another student. He's already grasped this concept pretty quickly. So I'm actually going to keep him in fourth grade. I'm going to move him on to rounding those numbers. He already understands place value, so I'm going to move him on to rounding. Okay. Penny, though, Penny is one of my gifted kids in my classroom. So what I want to do here is I really need to push her. So I'm actually going to go over here, change her grade level to fifth grade. It changes a lot of different things. I don't have the same options anymore. Sometimes you have to go through and make sure you're finding something that she still knows how to do. So I'm going to say base 10 operations. And here I'm going to go mental strategies for multiplying whole digit multiplication. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set that. So what's really cool about this is it can help push kids that need to be pushed. It can help remediate students that need that. There is a reports here that talk about progress, where they are, pace, how fast they're moving. Tower alerts talk about where they're achieving in different sections of the learning continuum. I can't show you that yet because I don't have any data. This hits a lot of levels of Bloom's. It hits understanding. It hits remembering. It hits. That's not creating. You're not really creating anything, but it hits a lot of the other ones. And as far as the SAMR model, I think it hits the argumentation side of it. There's immediate feedback for your students. You are saving paper. It's self-paced, so they are engaged more because you're hitting them at the levels that they need to be hit at. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new.